Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about do I prefer the Birkin or do I prefer the Kelly? So yeah, let's get into the video. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Marlene and I do videos and vlogs about luxury fashion, handbags and shoes. So if that's something you like, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. So today we are going to talk about do I prefer the Kelly or do I prefer the Birkin and what are the pros and cons about both. We are going to talk about the Birkin 30 versus the Kelly 28. So first of all we are going to start and talk about this one. This is my first quota bag. I got this bag in December in 2021, so it's a little over a year ago. This bag is a Birkin 30 in gold with gold hardware in togo leather and in return, which means that the corners looks like this. The bag that I'm going to compare it with is my Kelly 28. So on the paper this bag is 2 centimeters smaller than my Birkin, but as you can see it is quite a difference if you ask me. But this one is in vert jade with gold hardware, but in epsom leather and in cellular, which means that the corners are sticking out like this. So the first difference you can see here is the corners and also the shape on the side. This one sticks a little bit more out. So that was the bags that we have for today's video. So here you can see what the Birkin looks like when it's completely closed. I don't normally use it like this because it is quite a hassle to get into the bag then, because you have to open it like this and take the other one, and you also have to take them out of this, so like this. And here you have 3 holes, 2 for these things and also 1 for the Kelly lock, and then you do like this and take it out, and finally you are into the bag. So as you can see, the Birkin has 3 flaps, 1 here, 1 here and 1 here. That's because of the Birkin has 2 handles, and also these kind of things. I don't know what they are called, but they are to hold these up. You can see when the Birkin is open. I normally wear my Birkin like this because it is quite a hassle to open it and close it. If you are having, for example, your phone in it, it is quite a hassle to do that every time. But it is a nice feature to have because then the bag is completely closed. There is no way that nobody can pickpocket you. And also to open the bag, you also have to really know how you do it, and also it takes a little bit time. It feels safe to have that option to do that, but I normally wear it like this. And here you can see on the back, and yeah, that was basically the Birkin outside. And now let's move on to the Kelly. It looks a little bit different. The biggest difference is that it doesn't have 2 handles. This one only has 1, and you can see that on the Birkin 2 handles together are a little bit wider than on the Kelly. So the handles on the Birkin are a little bit wider together. On the back you can see it is mostly the same, except for the handles are sewn into the leather here, but the handle is attached here on the Kelly. Underneath it you can see that both of them has 4 feet. Another difference here is that Birkin has a leather piece here, which the Kelly doesn't have. I don't know why. And also another thing that you can notice right away is that the Kelly has a ring here, and this one is to place a strap. The Kelly does come with a strap, but you can also buy additional straps to have it longer or shorter if you want. This strap isn't the longest one. On me it cannot fit comfortable crossbody, but it fits perfectly on my shoulder. That's also a difference between the Birkin and the Kelly, because with the Birkin you cannot attach any type of straps. I have seen some people attaching them to these, but that will ruin the bag because it will be deformated. The Birkin isn't meant to be a shoulder or crossbody bag. You only have the option to wear it like this. But with the Kelly you can wear it on the crook of your arm. You can also do that with the Birkin and also by the top handle and crossbody if you are buying an additional strap. But you have the strap that comes with it, so you can also have it on your shoulder. So on the Kelly you are much more free to wear it like you want. But with the Birkin it is mainly by the top handle or on the crook of your arm. So that's something you have to think about if you are looking to buy either a Birkin or a Kelly. I really like that you can wear the Kelly multiple ways. And when we are speaking about the outside, you can see that the Kelly is much more narrow than the Birkin. And size-wise, you can see that this one is a little bit smaller than the Birkin. And also another thing that is different with the two bags, because the Kelly is in different leather and in cellular. And as I mentioned, the Birkin is in togo return. And because of that, it is a lot more different, because the epsom leather is very stiff. You can, for example, hear how stiff it is when I have my nails on it. The epsom leather is much more durable because it is so stiff, and the togo leather is a lot more slouchier. It doesn't have the structure that the Kelly has. You can see that the Kelly is very structured. It won't give that much after when I push on it, but with the Birkin you can squish it a lot with togo leather. And that was it for the outside, I think. We can also open this one like I opened the Birkin, and here is also something that you can notice, that the hole here has some hardware on it, but the hole on the Birkin doesn't have hardware at all. It only has the stitching and also some glazing around. And here is the Kelly again. And here you can see it has only one flap with one hole. And on the Birkin, as I showed you, it has 3 leather pieces that comes together at the top. And you can see that the way the flap is attached to the bag is different, because on the Birkin you can see that there are 2 parts that are glued together here and glazed at the top. But on the Kelly you can see that it is all in one part, not glued together or anything like that. And so that's also something. So here are the measurements of both of these bags. Now is the Kelly opened. As you can see, it is very stiff, and the Kelly will be like this. You cannot open it like you do with the Birkin, because the flap on the Birkin, you place it in the back, and then you have an open compartment here, which you cannot do with the Kelly. The only thing that you can do, but I don't think it is more practical, is to wear it like this, because then the flap is tucked in, but you can see it is not that much room here. And also if you are pushing your hand inside here many times, I think that you will ruin the shape of the flap, which you will not do with the Birkin, because it is in the back. Now let's move on to the inside of the bag. I think we have covered all of the outside. So here is inside the Kelly. It has 2 front pockets and 1 zipper pocket in the back, as you can see there, and 1 big compartment here. And for the Birkin, I always have an organizer inside my Birkin. The Kelly is quite new, so I haven't gotten an organizer for it yet. But with the Birkin, I always have my organizer inside it. And here you can see the inside of the Birkin. 1 flat pocket in the front, 1 zipper pocket in the back, and 1 big compartment in the middle. So for the inside, the only big thing is that you have 2 flat pockets on the Kelly and 1 flat pocket on the Birkin in the front. And for me, I call this pocket my phone pocket, because my phone can easily fit inside it. So here you can see the Birkin with my phone inside it. It can fit easily, and it is very easy to grab it. But with the Kelly, because you have 2 flat pockets and not 1, it is a little bit harder to get it in. So here is the phone inside the bag now. It only fits vertically, and on the Birkin it fits horizontally, and I kind of prefer the flat pocket on the Birkin. Here are both my Kelly and my Birkin, and now we are going to see what the different bags fits. And here is the Birkin open. So now them both are open. We are going to start with some everyday essentials, just to see what the different bags fits. And for that we can probably start with the Kelly. I think we should go for the biggest items first. So the first item is my Celine sunglasses. As you can see, it is not the smallest case, but let's try. It will easily fit. And some other things that you will probably take with you. Card holder. This is the Chanel card holder, so it isn't the smallest card holder, but it will fit, of course. My key pouch. Here we have my AirPods, bag hook from Carry. These are some wet wipes, a mini hairbrush. This is my Celine travel perfume, a hand cream. And here are some lipsticks, a compact powder, a bronzer, a brush, bag with all the different things inside it. And let's put it in. So here you can see what it looks like now. We can start with the notebook first. Here are the sunglasses again. And here is the key pouch and the same card holder. Bag hook. And also the bag with all the different things inside it. Here is the situation inside the Birkin. The Birkin fits a little bit more than the Kelly. That's mostly it for the inside. Because this is cellular and because this is return, this one fits a little bit less because the way that the bag is sewn together. And also this one is 2 centimeters smaller, so that's also a reason why. And as I mentioned earlier, this one is much more narrow than the Birkin, especially when you open the Birkin, because it can change from a typical pyramid shape like that to almost like a square, as you can see here. Then it will fit a lot more. And with the Birkin, you can take out the wings, which are here. I haven't done that at all with my bag, but I have seen people doing it. Here you can see they are a little bit out. You can get them a lot more out, I think. That's also another thing that you can be aware of when you are choosing togo or epsom leather. But here you can see the cellular. You cannot get the wings out whatsoever. Then it will destroy the shape, because as you can see here I'm pushing out and it doesn't look good at all. Also, another thing that you can think about when you are choosing the different leathers is that the togo leather is a little bit heavier than epsom, and the reason for that I think is because the togo leather is more thicker than the epsom. So if you want a light bag, I would maybe suggest you to look at epsom leather. I have seen a couple of Birkins in epsom leather and also in return. I personally don't like them because I think Birkins should be in togo leather because they need that slouch, and with epsom leather in return they won't get that slouch that I really like with the Birkin. And for Kellys I prefer them to be in epsom because I think they look the best with epsom and also in cellular. Also, another thing that I have mentioned earlier is that the epsom leather is a lot more stiffer, and for that reason you don't necessarily need an organizer inside it, but it is good to have an organizer because at the Hermes spa you cannot fix the inside of the bags, they can only fix the outside of the bag. So it's a little bit annoying to, for example, have lipstick stains inside your bag. So that's also something that you have to be aware of. And also with the togo leather, I think you definitely need an organizer inside it to keep the shape because it is slouchy, as I said earlier. And here is what it looks like when I don't have my organizer inside it. And let's put it in. So the ones that I have is the ones from 7RP. I have them for all of my bags and I really prefer them over anything because you can really feel the difference between, for example, 7RP and Samorga. I've also done a bag organizer comparison between Samorga and 7RP. So if you're interested, I will leave the link below so you can watch that. So let's put it in. And here is what it looks like with the organizer. You can see it's a little bit more stretched out and has a little bit more structure to it because of the organizer. I think the biggest difference is inside the bag. Now you have pockets. Both the Kelly and the Birkin doesn't have that many compartments, which I prefer because then you can choose an organizer or you cannot have an organizer inside it. So over to my thoughts. I really like them both. I think the Kelly is a little bit more safer because it is not open all the time like you can do with the Birkin, but you also have the option to close it if you want, and because of that I think the Kelly is a little bit more safer for pickpocketing and such, because also it is a lot more harder to get into because it is in epsom. I think with a togo Kelly it can be a little bit easier to get inside the bag. Also, another thing is that because this Kelly is in epsom leather, it is a lot more durable. It won't get scratches that easy, but when it gets scratches, they are going to be a little bit deep. And also, as I mentioned earlier, you don't necessarily need an organizer for it. You can choose if you want to. And I feel that you have an option for the Birkin as well. But for me, I prefer to have an organizer inside it because I want to protect the inside, but I also want to maintain the shape of the bag. The togo leather is heavier and it also need an organizer to don't be that slouchy. And for that reason, it will be even more heavier than the Kelly. I have worn both my Kelly and my Birkin while I was shopping, and to be honest, I think I prefer the Kelly when I'm shopping because with the Kelly you have the strap option. You don't necessarily need to carry it by the top handle or on the crook of your arm because of the strap, and for that reason you can have it on your shoulder when you are shopping when you don't want to carry it by the top handle. I prefer that when I'm in stores because then I don't have to put it down like I have to do with the Birkin if I don't want it on the crook of my arm. After a while, the crook of my arm will be a little bit sore because the bag is a little bit heavy. So that's also something that you have to think about. And when we are speaking about occasions where you are going to use your bag, I think the Kelly is a little bit more formal. The Birkin is more an everyday bag than the Kelly. I feel that the Birkin is a little bit easier to style when you are not putting that much effort in your outfit because this one goes with everything. I have seen people wearing the Birkin with sweatpants and with many different things, but I feel with the Kelly you cannot put on sweatpants and expect it to look good together. So in that way I mean that the Kelly is a little bit more formal, and for the pricing they are around the same. So if you are considering a Birkin or a Kelly, I think that you should go for the bag that fits your lifestyle the most. So basically the pros about the Kelly is that it is a little bit more lightweight. You have the option to wear it multiple ways. You have one handle and it is a little bit more of a struggle to get into the bag, but you have the strap option, which is very good. And the plus about the Birkin is that you have two handles. It is a lot more easier to style. It is much more easy to get inside of. So that was that about the Birkin and the Kelly, and over to the one that I prefer. And I think it is not a secret that I prefer one over the other one. And the bag that has stolen my heart is the Birkin. And the reason for that is because I feel that the Birkin is a lot more easier to style, and for that reason I really love it. I also feel that the Birkin is more universal, that you can wear it every day, and also in the evenings. I have worn it when I was out eating dinner, for example in Paris, and I feel that it is a bag that you can wear when you want to. And also another reason why I like the Birkin more than the Kelly is because this is my first quota bag and it has something special to me. If my house is burning, this one is the first one that I will save because it is my first one and it has very sentimental value for me. And also another thing is that I for a long time only had a Birkin. It was a year exactly I only had Birkins, and quite recently now I got a Kelly, and trust me, I really love my Kelly and I want more of them both, but I feel that this one has my heart, and I feel that this is underlining the point that I really like Birkins because I have two. I actually got two Birkins before I got my Kelly, and it wasn't planned at all because when I was in Paris and got this one at the appointment, I actually asked for a Kelly, but they didn't have any in any size or anything like that. They had this beauty, and I am on Team Birkin, even though they can be a little bit unpractical. I wore this every day when I was in Paris, and my hands and the crook of my arm was a little bit sore after that because when you wear it like this for a whole day, it can be a little bit heavy. Also another thing that I didn't mention is that this is in the size 30, so therefore it can fit easily on the crook of my arm. And also with the Kelly, the handle is a little bit different in the shape, so this one can also fit easily on the crook of my arm. And yeah, I am on Team Birkin, but in the end, choose the bag that you feel that fits your lifestyle. Do you need multiple ways to wear it? Go for the Kelly. And if you are looking for a bag that you can wear most of the time, I would go for the Birkin, but in the end, they are both very beautiful. I love them both. I want more of them both. So I don't think you can choose wrong between them two, because they are just perfect. So yeah, so that was my video for today. I'm sorry if it is a little bit messy. I was just sharing my thoughts and also the things that I have noticed about the bags, and I hope that I didn't forget something very important, but I don't think so. If I have missed some important things to mention, let me know in the comments. Let me know also in the comments if you are on Team Birkin or Kelly. I'm very curious to hear that as well. I hope I made it a little bit easier to choose between the Birkin and the Kelly. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're not done watching me yet, here is another video, and goodbye.